This man cheated on his wife, had twins with his mistress, and somehow everyone decided that the solution was to share him. Episode 8 should have been called The Worst Solution Possible because no one in this episode is getting what they actually want. Let's talk about it. We pick up exactly where episode 7 left off. Joyce is upstairs holding a loaded gun, waiting on Jonas. The second he walks through that bedroom door, she drops it. Or maybe it accidentally fell. I don't know, whatever. So now they both dive for the gun like it's the last TV on Black Friday. Jonas finally wrestles the gun away and immediately asks, "Were you trying to kill yourself?" And I'm like, "Sir, why was that your first thought? You're the one cheating. You're the one with 2 newborn babies across town. Maybe, just maybe, she wasn't aiming for herself." Then Jonas starts talking, and somehow it gets worse. He tells Joyce they have to stop living in the past. The past. Jonas, those babies still smell like the hospital. This isn't the past. This is current events. Meanwhile, over at Matipa's house, her mama wants the twins baptized, and then she starts talking about damages that Jonas is supposed to pay. And she reminds Matipa that those babies were born from adultery, of which Matipa, in her defense, she was like, "My babies are a product of love. And while the babies are innocent, let's not rewrite history. Like, love wasn't the only thing that got us here, okay?" But Mama was a little out of pocket for saying that. Just a little bit, just a little piece. Back at the office, Jonas hands Magesh the gun and tells him Joyce tried to kill herself. Meanwhile, Joyce is telling her friend, "Girl, I was trying to kill him. I was going to shoot him dead." So this is why assumptions get people in trouble because they're not even telling the same story. Then Joyce says something that honestly broke my heart. So she admits, I still love him. And that is just a tragedy. Then her friend brings up that old proverb, which is also the intro to the show. A bird and a fish can fall in love, but where will they build a home? Loved it. And honestly, it's probably the best description, of this marriage. Then Joyce goes to see Matipa, and I was fully expecting another fight, another hold down. Instead, Joyce asks Matipa, "What would it take for you to leave my husband?" Yikes. And Matipa is like, "Well, girl, why don't you tell Jonas to leave me alone?" Whoop. And hold on, let's not act like she didn't chase that married man from episode 1, though. She definitely played her part, but Jonas has been keeping both of these women hanging on. Then Joyce comes up with probably the most shocking idea of the season. She tells Jonas that they're gonna marry Matipa. Like, girl, what? So Magesh is the only person in that room asking the obvious question, have you really thought this through? Joyce lets him know this is self-preservation. It's like, damn, that is so sad. She's just exhausted. She's reached the point where she would rather control the hurt than keep being surprised by it because he's not going to stop. So then Jonas takes a proposal to Matipa, and this is where reality finally hits because Matipa thought Jonas was leaving Joyce. Nah, sis. Instead, he tells her she's going to become wife number 2. Not the wife, the second wife, and she was not a fan. Then Matipa calls Joyce trying to do like a little power move or whatever, trying to shame her, for accepting the polygamy. And Joyce asks her the question that shuts the conversation down. If it's so pathetic, why aren't you walking away from my husband? So neither one of them want to leave that man. They just don't want to share, and they don't have a choice. And Matipa's mama gonna ask her, "Do you even love yourself?" Because honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if anyone in this love triangle loves themselves enough to walk away. Then we get the most uncomfortable dinner ever, right? So Joyce invites Matipa over. The twins are there, the kids are there, Menzi and Pume. And Jonas is sitting there looking like the bomb done dropped on him. Like, what the hell is she doing here? This introduces Matipa as part of the family. So I know Paulie, Menzi, and Pume were so confused. I was like, huh? I was confused. Everybody watching was confused. Then Jonas tells the kids, this is what it is. Polygamy is part of our culture. And, dinner's over, and Joyce is trying to lay down some rules about Jonas having to sleep home every night. And Matipa immediately pushes back, and honestly, I understand why. Because whether you agree with polygamy or not, that's not how the arrangement works. If you don't want to share him, that's between you and him, but you don't get to invite another wife in and be like, "Well, girl, you can only have it when I say so." Jonas wasn't doing that when he wasn't married to Matipa. You're damn sure it's not going to happen when they are married. Then they start the little name calling. So Joyce calls Matipa a whore. Matipa reminds Joyce that your husband also opened these legs. And that is true. Both of them created this mess. Matipa storms out, and then Joyce reminds Jonas that, hey, we got the campaign launch tomorrow because she about her little coins. Don't mess that up. And that is where the episode ends. So before we get out of here, it's time for the Audacity Awards. So Lord knows this episode gave us plenty to work with. The biggest fool, Joyce. Sis, I understand why you made this decision. I really do. But trying to save your marriage by inviting your husband's mistress into it, that doesn't solve the betrayal. It just changes what you have to live with. And girl, I guess if you can live with it, then do you. The nerve. Jonas. Telling Joyce that she needs to stop living in the past? Sir, the twins were literally born yesterday. This is in the past. This is the breaking news. I actually felt bad for Menzi and Pume. Imagine sitting down for dinner and finding out you got 2 baby sisters and a second mother. All before dessert, the kids didn't ask for any of this, so that's not fair. One good decision, Magesh. He was the only person who stopped and asked, have you thought this through, Joyce? Because everybody was so busy reacting that they forgot whether or not this is actually a good idea. So those are this week's Audacity Awards. Now I gotta know, was Joyce's decision actually self-preservation, or did she just become so afraid of losing Jonas that she's willing to accept absolutely anything? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see y'all for episode 9.
Bye! I'll be watching.
And when you feel that the soca done, well, it's more soca to come. And when you feel that the whining done, well, it's more whining to come.